Hello there, welcome to Siyasat TV. It is Friday, April 2nd, 2021. I am Sumayya Junaid Ahmad in Hyderabad, where we get you all the big news stories of the day from across the India and the world. And here is our top headlines.
In Pune, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew from tomorrow for a week, only home delivery allowed. Election Commission suspends 4 poll officials in Assam after EVM found in BJP MLA's car and ordered repolling in booth. Didi running government on Tanishshahi Tolabazi Tuштikaran model, says Amit Shah in Coach Bihar. Sachin Tendulkar hospitalized days after testing COVID positive. 81,466 fresh COVID cases in India, biggest one-day jump in 6 months. Etala Rajendra terms COVID-19 pandemic a war-like situation. Dozens killed, many trapped after Taiwan train derails in tunnel. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte survives no confidence vote despite censure.
Let us begin with our top story. Faced with an alarming spike in COVID cases, the Pune Municipal Corporation today afternoon ordered a 12-hour curfew starting from 6 a.m. tomorrow for a period of at least 1 week. In addition, religious places, hostels and bars, shopping malls and movie theatres has to be directed to shut down for 7 days.
Pune municipal bus services will also be shut for next week. Only home deliveries and essential services will be allowed during this period. Pune is among the worst affected areas in India as a result of renewed wave of infections.
Moving on to our next story, the Election Commission today ordered fresh voting in one polling station of Assam's Ratbari seat following a controversy over officials transporting an electronic voting machine in an BJP candidate's car yesterday. The 4 officials involved have been suspended. The incident had led to the violence in Karimganj district where the seat is located.
The car belonged to the wife of Krishnendu Paul, a BJP contestant in the nearby Patharkandi. Top opposition leaders today cited this to alleged malpractices by the ruling party BJP. Assam went through the second phase of polling yesterday, recorded over 77% turnout and few instances of violence. One of incident was Karimganj, with a video of disturbance being widely shared on social media. It followed the breakdown at around 9 p.m. yesterday of the Election Commission assigned vehicle of the polling team posted to polling station number 149 at Ratbari's Indra MV school. It was replacement vehicle and was assured of one. At around 9:20 p.m. However, the staff took a lift in a private car without checking its ownership.
Alright, DMK Chief M.K. Stalin's son-in-law was raided by income tax officials today, just 4 days before the Tamil Nadu elections. Searches started around 8 a.m. at 4 places in Chennai owned by Sabrisan and the associates. The DMK has complained to the Election Commission, calling it the abuse of power by the Income Tax Department.
Tax officials were working for the poll prospect of the AIADMK BJP under the grab of the discharge of their duties. The Tamil Nadu opposition party alleged urging the election body to stop the tax department. Among the premises searched by the taxmen was home of Nilan Garai just outside Chennai, where Mr. Stalin's daughter Sintha Marai lives with Sabrisan. Tax department sources told there were inputs of the movement of cash related to the election campaign.
And Union Home Minister and BJP leader Amit Shah today compared TMC and BJP and said that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee runs the government of 3T model, Tanishshahi, Tolabazi and Tuштikaran, but Prime Minister Narendra Modi runs it on 3V model, Vikas, Vishwas, Vyapar. Mr. Shah said, your development will be our topmost priority if we form a government. We will give rupees 2,000 crores to the North Bengal Development Board for your development.
Topmost priority में उत्तर बंगाल का भला होगा, ये मैं आप लोगों को विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं। मित्रों, हमने हमारे संकल्प पत्र में कहा है, उत्तर बंगाल के विकास के लिए एक बोर्ड बनाएंगे और हर साल 2000 करोड़ रुपया उत्तर बंगाल के विकास के लिए उत्तर बंगाल विकास बोर्ड को भाजपा सरकार देगी। ये नारायणी सेना जिसने सालों तक मुस्लिम आक्रांताओं से उत्तर बंगाल की रक्षा करी, वो नारायणी सेना के स्मरण में हम यहां पर एक बटालियन बनाएंगे जिसमें मेरे राजवंशी समाज के भाई होंगे और नारायणी सेना को 100 साल तक हिंदुस्तान न भूले ऐसी व्यवस्था कराएंगे। ये दीदी जो है ये 3T मॉडल पर सरकार चला रही है। 3T मॉडल पर इसके 3T क्या है? एक है तानाशाही, दूसरा है टोलाबाजी और तीसरा है तुष्टीकरण। ये 3T पर सरकार चलाती है और मोदी जी 3V पर चलाते हैं। पहला है विकास, दूसरा है विश्वास और तीसरा है।
Actor cum politician Midhun Chakrabarti held road show in West Bengal, Hooghly today. He did a road show in Pushpura for the party's candidate Bhiman Ghosh. A large number of supporters came forward in the road show. He said there was no Parivartan earlier. It was a lie. There will be a change now. There will be no riots or violence. This is BJP's motto.
ये भीड़ देके मैं क्या चाहूंगा? विमान जीतेगा और कौन जीतेगा? कोई परिवर्तन नहीं हुआ, अब परिवर्तन होगा। ये सब झूठ था। अगर परिवर्तन किस लिए मांगे थे हम? क्या किसी को मारेंगे नहीं, किसी की इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं काटेंगे, पानी नहीं काटेंगे, गांव से हटाएंगे नहीं। अब वही काम आप कर रहे हो। क्या का परिवर्तन? परिवर्तन अब होगा। ना कोई राइट्स होगा, ना संतरास होगा, ना हिंसा होगा। ये बीजेपी का मोटो है। बस 84% जब वोटिंग होती है कि मतलब जाओ।
The railway police in Uttar Pradesh, Jhansi, has arrested 2 police in a case related to the harassment suffered by the nuns belonging to a Kerala-based congregation during a train journey last month. The railway police officials said on record last night the men had been arrested. Reports said that arrested men are affiliated to the right-wing groups in Jhansi.
The nuns and their novices were heckled and forced to get off the train in Uttar Pradesh, Jhansi by the member of the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad who suspected them of conducting religious conversion and people from the right-wing groups on 19th of March. They were allowed to proceed only after an inquiry at the railway station established there was no conversion involved. The ABVP is the student wing of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, the ideological mentor of the BJP.
All right, Trinamool MP Mahua Moitra has called out Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his Didi O Didi taunt for the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. She said, how is it okay for the Prime Minister to taunt the sitting Chief Minister in the cheapest way possible? Prime Minister Narendra Modi has jeered up the Chief Minister during a rally in Ulburia on Thursday evening in the second phase of polling in the state was in progress.
Ms. Moitra told there is something we have in Bengal called Rocket Chele, which means street side fellow who sits on the wall and who basically calls out every lady walking past saying Didi, Didi, this is the Prime Minister doing this. Then she went on to add that the Prime Minister in a rally which lakhs of people talks about the sitting Chief Minister saying mockingly, Didi, oh Didi, would you say that? Would he say that about his mother? Would he say that about his sister? Would he say that about his estranged wife? Would he say that about anybody? How is that okay? Is this Prime Minister going to come and teach us about decorum? This is a Prime Minister sitting here chortling a sitting Chief Minister in the cheapest, basest way possible.
Former Indian cricketer Sachin Tendulkar got hospitalized today. He was tested COVID-19 positive on 27th of March. Mr. Tendulkar informed about his Twitter handle and wrote, "Thank you for your wishes and prayers. As a matter of abundant precaution under medical advice, I have been hospitalized." India yet again saw the biggest daily surge in COVID-19 cases with 81,466 fresh infections reported since yesterday, taking the tally to 1.23 crore. The country also saw 469 new fatalities, the highest since 6th of December. The single day rise in the cases is been the highest record since October 2, when the 81,484 new infections were recorded. Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Punjab, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh continue to show a steep rise in the daily new cases. Telangana have recorded 965 new COVID-19 cases and 5 fatalities. Let us shift our focus to Telangana, where Health Minister Itala Rajender said Telangana is at a critical juncture in which the fight against COVID pandemic and this is not the time to relax. The pandemic has created a war-like situation and there is a dire need of health and other department to rise the occasion. to ensure that there is no deaths due to COVID-19 in the coming months.
Interacting with Superintendent of Teaching Hospital under Director of Medical Education and Hospital under Telangana Vidya Vidhan Parishad on Thursday, Health Minister Etala Rajendra directed senior health officials to ensure there was adequate stock of the supply of vital medical equipment. Later, the minister held a video conference with the district medical and health officers from across Telangana. The health minister urged personnel in the health department to avoid taking leaves as COVID vaccination drive and fight against the pandemic must continue even during holidays. The minister has directed DM and HOs that share boundaries neighbouring states include Maharashtra and Karnataka to be extra alert and make sure preventive measures are taken up by the general public.
Late on Thursday, a 4th class girl was found dead under suspicious circumstances at her house in Babanagar in Nacharam. She was identified as Manaswini. The 10-year-old girl has been living with her parents Ramesh and Kavita and a younger brother.
The police said that the girl's parent left her and her brother at home under the care of Ramesh's mother, Uma Rani. On Thursday, the couple went to work as well as Uma Rani left the children at home and went to get COVID-19 vaccine. When she returned home, she found the girl was dead. According to the police, the girl was playing alone in the room when she tried to make swing with the sari. The sari is suspected to have got entangled around her neck, following which she was suffocated to death. Her parents who returned home found her dead based on the complaint filed by the parents. The Nacharam police booked a case and launched an investigation. The body was sent to Gandhi Hospital for autopsy.
6 persons who ventured into Godavari river to take a holy bath went missing today. The incident took place at Pochampad near Minda Mandal of Nizamabad district.
Getting into details, 7 persons went into the water and 1 of them swam back and the remaining 6 have reported to be missing in the water. The police deployed swimmers to trace out victims. So far 2 bodies were retrieved. The police said that all the victims belong to the same family and are the natives of Yellamma Gutta, D. Kampalli and Gutpa. The victims who went missing were identified as 40-year-old Suresh, 16-year-old Yogesh, 40-year-old Bubli Srinivas, 16-year-old Bubli Siddharth, 14-year-old Srikar and 24-year-old Raju. A case has been registered by the police.
Moving on to our international news, at least 41 people were reportedly killed and dozens injured after packed express train derailed in tunnel in eastern Taiwan today morning. The country's railway administration said the worst train crash on the island in at least 40 years.
The Transport Ministry said some 40 injured passengers had already been sent to hospital with others in the process of being admitted. At least 70 other people are also believed to be trapped under the wreckage. Emergency services earlier reported multiple persons with no vital signs of life. The Central Emergency Operations Center said rescuers were trying to get 4 carriages inside the tunnel that were badly damaged and difficult to access. According to the Taiwan Railway Administration, the 8 carriage on its way from Tapai to Taitung and carrying 350 people came off the tracks at 9:28 am.
Myanmar's elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi, arrested by the military when it seized power in coup on 1st of February, has been charged with a breaking and a colonial-era official secret law. Her lawyer said on Thursday the most serious charge against the veteran democracy campaigner. Myanmar has been rocked by protesters since the army overthrew Aung San Suu Kyi's government, citing unsubstantial claims of fraud in the last November's election that her party won in a landslide.
In a new measure to stifle communication about the turmoil, the general ordered internet services providers to shut down wireless broadband services until further notice. Aung San Suu Kyi and other members of her National League for Democracy have been detained since the coup, and the military had earlier accused her of several minor offences, including illegally importing 6 handheld radios and breaching coronavirus protocols. Her lawyers say the charges she faces are trumped up.
Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte's chances of forming a new government were dealt a serious blow today as Parliament passed a formal motion of disapproval, saying that he had not told the truth about remarks made during the government formation talks. However, legislators narrowly failed to pass a no-confidence motion, which would have forced the Rutte to resign.
The crisis rose on Thursday after documents showed that during the negotiation, Rutte had discussed a possible new jobs for prominent members of parliament who had been critical of his previous cabinet. Rutte had previously said that he did not do so. 54-year-old Rutte, a conservative who have been in office for more than 10 years, pointed to his record and said he hoped to continue leading country.
Before we wrap up our bulletin, let's have a look on our headline.
In Pune, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew from tomorrow for a week, only home delivery allowed. Election Commission suspends 4 poll officials in Assam after EVM found in BJP MLA's car and ordered repolling in booth. Didi running government on Taneshahi Tolabazi Tushtikarran model, says Amit Shah in Coach Bihar. Sachin Tendulkar hospitalized days after testing COVID positive. 81,466 fresh COVID cases in India, biggest one-day jump in 6 months. Itala Rajendra terms COVID-19 pandemic a war-like situation. Dozens killed, many trapped after Taiwan train derails in tunnel. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte survives no confidence vote despite censure.
Well, that is the Siyasat TV English news for this Friday. Thanks for watching. I'm Sumaya Junaid Ahmed. Have a great day.